Check, check. Check, 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 checker. Testes, testes. 1, 2, 3. Nice head.
Seems delayed.
Wait. Mr. Landfill says, woohoo, but Mr. Landfill, can you hear me? I'm going to presume that you can hear me.
This seems delayed.
But yeah, tell me if you can.
Don't touch that anymore.
Okay, don't touch that anymore. So has anyone ever done like a live chat thing like this and just like picked their nose and eaten it for like half an hour and then just turned off? Because that would be pretty funny. That would be
Animatron.
Animatron. All right, give it a shot. Yeah, guys, just so you know, I'm just gonna be picking my nose for a while and then I'm gonna turn off the camera. Okay, bye. Okay. Today, before we get into questions or anything, first, before I even get into me monologuing about garbage, let me give my, what's it called?
Spiel?
My spiel? All right.
Your disclaimer?
If you have any questions, don't be a dick. And if it's a question you wouldn't want to answer yourself, think about whether or not you should ask it. So basically, don't be a dick. But you guys have been awesome so far. Super cool. Which is why I keep doing these lives, because you guys have been super cool. What was the other thing I was supposed to say?
Email address.
Oh yeah. If you feel the burning need to email me, my email address should be down here. It's theadventurebuildersmovie@gmail.com.
It's just the Adventure Builder.
Oh, theadventurebuildermovie@gmail.com. Yeah, no S in there. How's that?
Yeah, right.
All right, so now I'm going to talk about something. I had this conversation with this guy the other day, and we were talking about home invasion, like if someone breaks into your house. And he was like, well, we're just talking about in generally. And then he said to me, well, if someone breaks into your house, like in the middle of the night, like coming through a window, what do you do? And I was like, well, if they're coming through a window, I crack them over the head with something, or shoot them, or do whatever I need to do to defend my house. And then he said, well, yeah, but if there's more than one guy, you might kill the first one coming in, but then the second one kills you. So it's better to just, as soon as someone breaks into your house, to just say, whoa, anything you want, take anything you want. I'm not resisting, anything you want. And it was just kind of funny how we had two totally opposite views on what should be done when someone breaks into your house. And it's because we had two totally different perspectives. He was thinking about, I got to turn off these things or I'm going to get distracted. Yeah, how do you make that not show up? So he was just thinking, what would be the best for him in that moment at that exact time with no further consequences? And what I was thinking was, what would be the best thing to do considering like my neighborhood, my future, like just a much bigger view of the thing. So he was thinking, just give in, say whatever you want, and then he'll be safe for that moment. And the problem is, if you look at it from a thief's perspective, say you're on the fence about, do I want to become a thief? Do I want to, rob houses or not? Or do I want to rob this house? And you know that if you break into this house, if there's someone there, 90% chance they're just going to say, oh, whatever you want, take whatever you want, take whatever you want. Chances are that's not going to be much of a deterrent. If anything, that's going to encourage you to be a thief, because it's like, whoa, I'm going to be so successful if I go in there. The person's just going to give me whatever I want. I'm not even going to have to search around for the stuff. They're just going to be like, here you go, it's free. So going back to the thief, say they're looking at this house and they're thinking about breaking in, and they know that 90% chance, as soon as they break in that house, someone's going to be throwing rolling pins at them and swinging machetes at their head or shooting them even. Well, that's going to kind of be a huge deterrent to being a thief. Now let's even get past that. Say you've got a band of thieves. You've got 5 thieves, and they're going from house to house, and every house they go to just says, okay, take whatever you want, take whatever you want. Then they take whatever they want. They go to the next house, same thing. Versus if the 5 of them break into a house, the first one of them gets killed, and then the second guy kills the owner. And then the remaining 4 go and steal all the stuff. And then the 4 guys go and rob the next house, except they lose another guy. And every time they break into a house, they're taking fatalities, they're taking casualties and injuries and stuff. They're either going to end up all dead, or they're going to be significantly deterred from this life of thievery. So, taking this stance that you want to be safest in the moment and forgetting about the future or anyone else, it actually ends up being a lot more dangerous in the long run. And this is the way that a lot of people are thinking today. They're always thinking about what's going to be best for me just in this tiny little right now, in right this spot, what's going to be best for me right here, right now, instant gratification kind of thing. And it affects our lives in huge ways, like people giving bribes to, officials or police or whatever. Like around here, there are kind of crooked officials who sometimes go around and say things like, "Hey, you got permits for this? We might have to give you some kind of hassle, blah, blah, blah," and they'll kind of pester you a little bit. And a lot of people who I've spoken to around here just give bribes. They're like, "Well, would you go away for $200 or $150 or whatever?" They're just like, "Here, I'll give you some money and you'll go away." And I have the same conversation over and over with these people where I say, "Look, if you give them money, they're coming back." And they're just like, "Well, if I don't give them money, they won't leave." But all the people I know who don't give them money have only been visited once. And these officials show up, they're like, "Hey, you might have to pay some fines or go to some court hearing or something." And you just say, "Okay, well, what infraction am I doing? Like, what is the actual problem? You need to tell me and give me the specific information." Then they're like, "Well, never mind. I'll just carry on with my illegal garbage," and then just go to the next person. And they do their rounds and they know which people are just going to give them bribes every month. Here's some money, just go away. And then they just come back. And it's just people thinking about what's going to be easiest in the moment, not thinking about what's going to be easiest or best in the big picture. And in terms of something like, home invasion, theft and stuff like that, you really need, to get the benefits, you really need like 90% of the population fighting back. Because if you're the only one fighting back and there's like 100 other houses around you where no one's going to fight back, you're going to end up taking all the risk. And one person fighting back one time is not going to be enough deterrent to stop all this thievery and murder and all these bad things people do. So, really thinking about just the moment and not thinking about the bigger picture really encourages a lot of bad behavior. And when you're willing to, put a bit more effort and maybe take a little more risk in your moment, you can often get a lot better overall world in general. All right, I can't see the comments right now, but before I made them invisible, people were already talking about this roof I'm gonna make. Well, not make. This is my roof on fire? No. Dashaina, what are all these questions?
Oh.
You need to come in here. Come sit right here and tell me these questions that people are asking about this roof I'm making. And feel free to comment about anything I just said too. Oh God, don't want to touch you accidentally.
Well, I want to move.
Stop touching me.
I want to move it to.
All right, move it. Where do you want me to go?
I just want
Right
to
here?
move over a little bit.
Oh, you make it coming at an angle like this, so you look bigger, and I'm smaller.
No, I just didn't want that.
And I'm in the shade.
Well, I can fly the whole thing over.
Dude, I don't care. I'm just kidding. Dude, there's so much space. What are all these questions about this roof I'm working on? So I've got this house, and it's got a big concrete dome roof, like a 2-story, 40 foot wide. It's only 2 stories tall, 40 feet across, big concrete dome. And
it always seems so taller.
It leaks a little bit. No, the whole building is 4 stories tall.
Oh, okay.
I'm just talking about the roof, just
wow,
the dome roof. So you have to go up 2 stories, and then you're standing in this dome that's 2 stories tall. Oh my gosh. What are you just trying to find the best angle?
Yeah.
It's like, where do I look the prettiest?
Scoot over.
I don't.
So I've
got a 40-foot wide 2-story concrete dome, and it leaks a little bit. It's not anything serious, but obviously I don't need to explain to anyone. You don't want drips in your house, because then you can't put your computer certain places and blah blah blah. Your cereal might get dripped in. Oh, I gotta throw the whole thing out then. All right.
So Jaimie, I'm curious to know.
Yeah.
Have you considered using like a heavy-duty tarp or like felts
all right.
Gardens?
No, it sounds so easy to just like take some sheet of stuff and just put it over the dome. Now,
or like a green roof?
Well, okay, that's the next thing.
Okay.
First, a flat tarp isn't gonna fit on a dome thing, but that's beside the point. I could sew like a giant tarp, but like a giant tarp is gonna last how many months? Not very many months.
Get to months.
Yeah, I mean the tropical sun, like the sun is hot. It is. I'm in the tropics. It's sunny. A tarp is not going to last long. Even like a really good quality tarp, they just don't last.
Yeah, they kind of.
And then I have this giant, like 60 foot by 60 foot at least tarp.
That's a big tarp.
I mean, to cover the roof, it would take an enormous tarp, right?
Yeah.
And that's shredding, and then I got to figure out what to do with this thing that's fallen apart, and then I have to replace it even if it lasted 6 months. But there's no way a tarp out in the sun is going to last 6 months here. But even if it lasted 6 months or even a year, I just have to keep redoing it every freaking year.
And what do you do with all the plastic bits?
And I would have every year, every year I would have this giant thing of plastic that I'd have to figure out what to do with.
Well, wouldn't it also be a problem for the water that you collect?
Yeah, it would also, well, yeah, I mean.
Get into the water, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it would just be a disaster.
Yeah.
So if I were going to just coat it with something, I would do fiberglass. But I did investigate that, and I can't do polyester resin. And okay, so fiberglass is basically this fiberglass cloth, like woven strands of glass. And soaked into that, you have either polyester resin or epoxy, or there are various things you could do. But it's like a 2-part material, like a resin that hardens, and then the glass fiber. And I can't use polyester resin, which is the cheaper option by a lot, but like significantly cheaper option. That's what I make all my boats out of. What are you laughing at? Oh. So I can't use that because it reacts with the cement, and it won't last in the sun. I mean, polyester resin fiberglass would last several years in the sun, and if I paint it, I might be able to get 10 or 20 years out of, 20 years would be too much, not sitting out in the sun. Mm-hmm. And I have to keep repainting it over and over.
And then what happens to the bits that flake off of it?
Then it goes in my drinking water. Yeah, this is just, so if I used epoxy, I investigated this briefly, and even with a discount that one of the people who watches my videos, he's like, well, I could get you a discount of, let's do some calculations here. Even with a discount, it was like over $10,000 just in epoxy.
Yeah.
So
And that wasn't including getting it here.
And that's not even shipping here. Yeah, I mean, it was just the money numbers were just too big. And so that's in terms of coding. And then the other thing people keep suggesting, you can tell me what you have on there in a minute, but painting various things in the concrete. The permeability of the concrete is not an issue. Like right now, my roof doesn't leak almost everywhere. It's just there are little cracks here and there, so it'll drip in little spots here and there. But overall, like, it doesn't leak. It's just where there's a little crack.
Permeability, you mean that
soaking through?
The stuff is not pouring into the house through the concrete?
Yeah, like it wouldn't pour through, but it could soak through the concrete and drip inside. Right. But that doesn't seem to be an issue.
Okay.
Regardless, what I want to do would take care of that anyway. So should I talk about the plan that I want to do, or should we talk about why I'm not doing some of this other?
I think you should keep on the questions.
All right. What are your other questions?
Okay, so that brings us. So fleece is out.
What is fleece?
It's like the stuff that you use in the garden. I think it's the stuff that you put down.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about.
Up.
Yeah, I was thinking like, am I gonna shave a sheep and put it? I mean, maybe I could just glue a whole bunch of
Well, we
sheep
did
up
find
there.
out today that apparently they used goat hair in making those
Yeah, right.
things today. So
Yeah, I explain all that right now.
anyway, so
So that I think would not last either, sitting out in the sun. But also, is that even water blockage? Like, is it impermeable? Impermeable?
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway,
I
I don't want to put
enough about
sheets.
it.
Actually, there's another problem with, even if I had like a sheet of something I could put on the roof, which would.
Oh, they were basically suggesting to use it as a net substitute. So
Oh,
instead
okay.
of getting the
All right.
netting, doing
No,
this stuff
I could
instead.
probably use that.
It's a very fine mesh, they said.
Okay, the problem with the.
I know what this stuff is. Sorry.
Okay, so it's basically like a thin felt kind of, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So okay, now I need to explain what I'm actually doing. On the roof, I'm going to say this is the surface. Say this is the surface of the roof, and I'm going to make what I'm going to call dragon scales, which will be like diamond shapes, like sideways squares, like this. Just pretend that's a square. And first, I'll smear some mortar on there, then lay a plastic sheet. And then over that plastic sheet, I'll put a piece of plastic mesh that overlaps above where I'm going, over the plastic mesh up here, so thick, and then smear cement on top of that. So cement, plastic sheet, plastic mesh, cement. So it's basically a plastic sheet with a tile on top of it of plastic mesh and cement. And it'll be kind of glued up at the top, like the cement will get above the plastic sheet and stick at the top. So all the part down here will be able to, like, it'll have a plastic sheet between, so it will be able to shift a little bit. I mean, it won't shift that much. We're talking like fractions of a millimeter, just to keep the tiles on top from cracking. And then the tile on top also has the mesh in it to keep it from cracking. So it'll have a whole bunch of these dragon scales. Just, oh man, they're going to take a while to do. And the other thing I like about this plan is making them in place will make it so there's basically no space under them. So ants and bugs and stuff won't be living under there, hopefully.
Awesome.
At least not much. You know, I want to limit the amount of space that bugs and things could get into. Okay, so what was the question that I started?
I just want to check. Like, I know you talked about not using paint and not using fiberglass, like a yarmulke type thing, over your house.
Yeah.
So what about latex? What about rubber latex stuff?
It's just paint.
Oh.
I could.
Well, what about
I could paint the dragon scales after.
Yeah, would you do that?
The problem with painting the roof is it's.
Oh, I'm talking about the scales now.
Oh, I can paint on those. Yeah, that'd be great.
Like, would that be useful?
Maybe. I don't think it's necessary. Okay, here's the thing. Okay, if I just use the cement and sand as the top layer, that doesn't degrade in the sun.
Right.
So that is a huge.
Sell?
Yeah, it's a huge selling point.
Selling point.
Yeah, so it's masonry. It's rock. If there's rock facing the sun, there's not going to disintegrate or anything. If I might want to paint it just because I will like I'd like to do it, make it all colorful and pretty or whatever. But the paint is going to come off eventually in the sun. So actually, I was thinking about that the other day. Should I paint it? And I think I just answered my question.
Yeah.
I think I need to totally not paint it and just leave it as a thing.
Would you be concerned about the paint, like
also getting my water?
Water.
Yeah, because I drink water off the roof.
Right.
If anything, maybe I would let moss grow up there.
Well, yeah, that brings me to the next question, which is suggesting, would you do a green roof, which is like moss or vines or,
maybe over the dragon scales. But even then, if it's like grass or something, roots are going to start growing up into places that I don't want things to be, spread apart.
They'll find cracks.
Yeah, like moss is fine. Like there are spots on my house right now where I took all the moss off when I spackled the house. But there was like just this thin film of moss, which I kind of liked actually. Cool. It was just like kind of like dark green, fuzzy pretty coating, and the ants didn't seem to like walking through it.
Yeah.
And it would be really cool if my house was just that dark green mossy color everywhere, because then it would just be an invisible blendy in house, which will be super cool. So
blendy in house.
if moss grows over the dragon scales, that'd be great.
Tomatoes.
What's Tomatoes doing?
He sent a cup of coffee, and he sent a comment that says, the roof is on fire. He heard me. That's exactly what I was talking about when I said it was on fire.
I wonder if he said that because he heard you, or if he was just also on the same.
Well, we are kind of on the same.
You guys are both nutcases,
buddies,
right?
Yeah, it's cool. We're down. That's my buddy.
But it's also not going to be flammable, which will be nice.
Yeah, so it won't be on fire.
It won't be on fire.
The roof will not be on fire.
All right, what are the roof problems you got here?
Okay, so the big question here that everybody's dying to know, Jaimie Mansell, is, will you put...
How do I get all my mosses? My mosses! I can't tell you, it's a mega secret. My moss... No, that wasn't it.
No, the big number one burning question here. And
how do I make my head so smooth?
Tron has hit it right on the head is, will there be Starlink on the roof?
Oh,
He's obviously joking.
I'm just gonna
joking.
I'm just gonna paint.
Did you get Starlink yet?
I'm just gonna paint Starlink on my roof.
Starlink.
Just a big like banner. Just say Starlink on the roof, just to advertise.
Nobody's asked about that yet, right?
Actually, one thing I was thinking, if I paint it, I could. It's a like huge dome. No, a big eyeball, like looking back, like
Or a big middle finger.
A big middle finger. I was thinking
FU on each side.
I was thinking about what do you call it? Landscaping my yard. Yeah. In a giant middle finger.
Or
which would be
or moving on. Okay. What about clay?
What about clay?
What about
Is
clay?
that the whole question? What about clay?
Actually, this guy just reminded me of that. Somebody did ask specifically why.
Like clay tiles or
clay tiles, since there's an abundance of it on your island.
There is a fair amount of clay.
I know. I see it when I pull up.
All right, there are two things I want to talk about that. Okay, clay tiles. I'm not that good at making clay stuff yet. Yeah. I'm not sure I can make. I mean, I'm sure if I just said, okay, I'm going to figure this out and do it, I could do it. Right. But that comes back to the thing where if I make tiles and put them on the roof, there's going to be space under them. Unless I stick them down with cement, like the whole area. But then I might as well do what I was just talking about. Like it wouldn't be any more work to do. Would you consider... But wait. Okay. A clay thing.
Yeah.
So if you have concrete and you have clay and water and you get it on the concrete, then your concrete turns brown. So I might want to do that to my thing. Yeah, it'd be nice. And I think it also waterproofs it a little bit because the clay particles like would fill in the little spaces like in the concrete. And clay, when it gets wet, it expands a bit, and that's why clay is basically waterproof. It's not that the clay is waterproof. It's just that when water soaks into the clay expands to the top layer, makes this basically waterproof layer.
Somebody wants to know, what if you maked?
What if I maked?
Okay, let me go to the first thing.
I want to know what if.
For those of you who have sent in like gifts off of Jaimie's wish list, we actually does not leave until the 15th of June, and then we generally get it about 2 to 3 weeks after that. So I would say the beginning of July, we should have all those items. So no, we have not received any of the items that have been sent yet.
But I've got
they have made it to the container place in Stuart, Florida.
Wait, how long do we have to send stuff there?
Till the 15th.
No, the 15th it leaves.
No, he said till the 15th.
But that has to get there on the 15th. So you can't buy something on the 15th and have it shipped. No, it has to
get there on the 15th.
Yeah, so you could buy something like a few days before that. Yeah. Anyway.
Right. There's still time.
But we still have like a week to send stuff if there's something. Oh yeah. All right. We're just going to stop for a moment. There's a question that keeps coming up, which is, what do we miss from, like what is that? What things do you miss from, civilization, the cities or whatever? And I actually thought of something the other day.
Did you now?
Yes, I did.
You think about things?
No.
Yeah.
Tapatio hot sauce.
Is that the one
Tapatio.
Is that the one with the wooden screw
No.
on top? That's a different one.
No, it's like got a bottle with like a guy with a sombrero hat, and it's like a white label.
Yeah,
Tapatio. I mean, but I could probably get that here if I really look for it.
Yeah, we might have to look harder.
maybe it wasn't so much something that I'm missing from where I used to be. It was more like something where I was sitting around going, you know what I miss? You know what I miss? You know what he did?
He kicked him in the hot sauce.
Yeah, it was like, I miss that. So I think I can probably find that hot sauce. Although, you know what? I added it to my Amazon wish list. So I was like, oh, I don't know.
What happens if it breaks in like transportation?
It won't break.
No, Bill doesn't break stuff. He's actually
really good. Yeah, we've never had any broken stuff.
No, never.
Besides, those bottles are pretty strong.
Indestructible. Could you play drums with them?
You could smash them over your head.
And it gets in everybody's eyes.
You could use them to defend your home in a home invasion event.
Oh,
you know,
my
you
God.
could 2 bottles. You could whack people, and then
if they in the eye with the hot sauce.
No, if they don't fall down from that, you pop the lids off and just
Is that kind of like breastfeeding?
What was I talking about
We were
before?
talking about things you missed.
No, but before that.
Okay, no. Then we were talking about stuff not getting shipped in yet because the container.
Oh yeah, well, whatever. That was.
Then prior to
no, but some things did get here. So the guy who said I should make an Amazon wish list because he was like wanted to send me some stuff.
Yeah, I did that opening.
Yeah, well,
I did that box opening.
Oh, okay. What did you find? Anyway, you got me so screwed up now. Let me finish the sentence. So he said make the wish list, and I was like, oh, okay. So I like put a bunch of stuff off, and then he promptly sent me 2 things. So those things are already here. He sent me a Leatherman, which was nice.
Was this Chris that we're talking about? That sent the crayons?
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah. And I got a 24 volt, 350 watt motor that I'm gonna have to use for something, and then after that, I got a bunch of crayons. Is that what you did an unboxing for on your channel?
Yeah, I did a box opening on my channel about that.
Oh, I was so excited to get crayons.
Oh, yeah.
Because like I've had crappy crayons for a while, and I like crayons because like when I want to draw something, you know, I know I'm supposedly older, but I'm like an 8-year-old.
Yeah. Like
if I'm drawing something on a paper, I want like some big fat lines. Not that I'm going blind or anything, but
yeah, I mean maybe.
There are occasions when I want a pencil, when I want to do like write a lot of stuff down. But usually when I'm writing something down, it's like I need to like draw some big picture to show someone something, or just write like a quick note of like, be back in an hour. Not that I have that because I live by myself, but anyway.
Yeah. Nodgkin just became a member of your channel apparently.
Yeah, Nodgkin.
I mean 3.
What's a Nodgkin? I got 3 members.
Yeah, I have 3 members. Mr.
Is that kind of like
Tomators and Nodgkin?
Is that kind of like is that like a noggin?
I don't know.
Like a
Nodgkin, and then I'll tell you what he says.
It's probably like a noggin when you're a gnome. Like when you're.
And I couldn't find the link. Was why I didn't post it the last time because I couldn't figure out how to post the link for it. It kept giving me an sign up option. It wouldn't give me a link for it though, so I didn't forget. I actually just couldn't figure it out.
Link to what? The Amazon wish list thing?
Becoming a member on your channel because
I actually don't even know what that is. It's a new YouTube thing since I've paid attention.
It's pronounced Nike and
Nike
and sorry about that.
Nike and
Nike sounds so cute though.
Good job, dyslexia.
Nike and hey, you know what? You read that, okay?
Nike.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, okay, you got that right on the first. Whatever. Anyway,
that's good.
It's like the shoe brand. But after.
All right, Dashaina.
Whatever, Dashaina, it's all good. Oh yeah, Tomatoes, you can call me Misty. That's fine.
Misty?
Okay. D.
Misty. What was the question about the roof before we got on like a 25-minute sidetrack?
We haven't even been on for 29 minutes. You talked
29 minutes. I talked for 2.5. All right. All right. No, we're still getting off tangent here.
They want to know if you would do. There's 2 different things. The first one is, I hope not. Okay, so anyway, let's skip the Starlink question. It was a question about
Starlink's too expensive.
Yeah, he was making a joke.
Just in case it was a serious one.
No, he knew that. Okay, it was about bake. Oh, here it is. What if you baked interlocking clay dragon shingles? Like
clay ones? I guess baked it would be clay, I'm presuming.
That's why I said clay.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm at that skill level of tiles. But then also, Yeah, if I
Okay,
used
well, let's
clay
just move on.
tiles, they would leave space under them for all kinds of animals to
And
live
like
in there.
wasps and mud wasps are our favorite.
Oh my
They'll
gosh,
totally take
mud
advantage of that.
wasps would be all over
And
that.
that'd be like home away from home for them. Okay, moving on. So you could make rubber tiles out of auto tires using your new shears, but that would be heavy and a lot of work. That's Lauren Booker who sent you the shears and the GPS thing.
Oh, GPS thing! I can do the
Yeah, that's
border
cool.
of my
I know,
property
it's
now.
exciting.
Anyway, yeah, I mean that would be kind of cool. How long do tires last sitting out in the
I don't
sun?
know.
I
Hey,
mean, it would
anybody want to
be.
get that information off Google and let me know in the comments?
Yeah, but it's also
Thanks.
going to depend on where you are. But I think it would be a pretty long period of time.
Yeah. Well,
But yeah,
they've been
getting
sitting out there for
if I could
years.
get car tire rubber in nice, like bigger sheets, that would be cool. Although I wouldn't want to drink the water off that roof.
It is a pity that you can't combine Patreon with YouTube. Anyway, moving on.
Can you not? What does that mean?
Like they can't just be like, here, sign up for membership, go through Patreon, which charges less than YouTube does. But that's beside the
Patreon
point.
does charge less than
like a
than
lot
YouTube.
less.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 30% on YouTube. Anyway, moving
YouTube
on.
charges 30%?
Yeah, 30%.
Dude, that's whack.
I know, it's crazy.
God, those guys are so greedy.
Yeah, they
They
are.
think, don't you have enough billions of dollars?
No, they're
You got to
like-
charge 30%.
I think their stance on it is they're hosting everything and, whatever.
Yeah,
but
yeah, I
Anyway,
know.
moving on.
But like that's pretty steep.
Yeah,
30%.
I know.
Jeez,
Yeah, it's
man.
crazy. So when are you going to grow more food?
I am growing more food right now.
Yeah.
Wait, so all the trees, did you upload the video?
I mean, I uploaded them. I'm just trying to think if it's posted yet or not.
So there's a video, you might have seen it or it might be coming soon, where I planted a whole bunch of fruit trees on my property, and so far one is lost all its leaves.
The most important one.
It only had 3 leaves. I know, it's a custard apple, but I'm not giving up on it yet.
One, so it's
yeah, you do
okay.
have one.
It's no big
But I mean that happens sometimes. Like you plant something and then all the leaves die off it, and then like 3 weeks later, when you're like, oh,
fruit tree did
suddenly
that.
it starts. Oh, your fruit tree has so many fruits on it. It's insane. So she has this star fruit tree in front of her
Why
front
did I
door,
plant it in front of the
and
door?
like the amount of fruit on this tree is ridiculous. Like a clump. It'll just have these clumps of star fruit. Just and too bad star fruit isn't. I mean, if it was apples, I could use so many apples, but I don't know what to do with that many star fruit.
Well, I feel like we could make jam, but
We
you just aren't into that.
No, I'd go for some
Sugar.
jam. Oh, you got to add a lot of sugar to it, don't you?
Well, I
Well, if
don't
you
think
get them
have to add a
ripe
lot.
enough.
If you get them really ripe, you wouldn't have to.
Okay, this is the other problem with star fruit. Apparently, I've not been eating them when they're ripe enough, but like I eat them when they're pretty ripe, and they make my mouth like all. What is it like?
Pineapple kind of does that to me after I eat too much of it.
Yeah, I feel like I just ate a mouthful of acid, and my mouth
But the
is
thing
like.
is if the star fruit is
melting.
ripe, it will not do that.
Yeah, this is what I keep being told. So
I'm telling you,
I have to
you have
eat
to
one
wait.
that's like basically
It has
rotting.
to be like brown along the lines.
Yeah.
Like they have to be brown, and it has to be a really dark orange. Like this shirt is borderline
Got it.
okay color.
Okay, so anyway, I planted a whole bunch of trees on my
Did you plant
my
any star
property.
fruit?
No, I didn't. I'll have to do that at some point. So there's a jackfruit, which I'm told is a dangerous
Will kill you.
tree
You will
because
die.
because it grows huge and the fruits are like enormous and they fall and kill
They're
people.
size of small football
But it's
fields.
also shut up. We also have coconut trees though, and the coconuts fall from a high thing. That would kill you too.
I swear there's one.
But
on
anyway,
tree
with
like
the
that.
with the jackfruits, I don't want a tree as huge as people were describing. I'll probably try to trim it.
How big were they describing this thing?
Like
Taller than a
giant.
coconut tree?
I don't know. Anyway, they were saying it reaches outer space and these jackfruit fall through and like they catch on fire entering the atmosphere. And
global warming.
and I have a whole bunch of different fruit trees.
Just get rid of the jackfruit.
And do you only talk when I'm talking? Is that it?
Never.
So there's a whole bunch of fruit trees anyway that I planted, and they all are doing very well, growing new leaves and everything, except that one, the custard apple tree, which lost all its leaves, but I'm still hopeful that it's going to come back. And I recently planted a bunch of pepper seeds, which I've been throwing outside in no, just like a green pepper
Okay.
or red or yellow ones, like
Like sweet peppers.
Sweet peppers, yeah. But I keep throwing them outside, hoping some will spring up, but like nothing. I think something's eating them. So I'm sprouting a few inside. And I also have this bean plant in front of my
It's
house.
crazy.
It is crazy. It's breakfast beans. And every day I'm pulling beans off it, and it's just this huge thing, and the vines are going
Is it
everywhere.
really breakfast beans? Because they look
Breakfast
so
beans.
big. The beans.
Maybe my
it's your
breakfast
stomach.
beans are
Crazy.
amazing. I don't know. Whatever. They're just growing or yard. But whatever. I'll take the food route over the stairs. I can do the stairs and my popcorn.
Oh, apparently here's from.
I didn't really get much.
Sorry, I had to interrupt you because it said that I needed to interrupt you more.
Oh, this guy's paying you. He's paying you to interrupt me.
Nikean is.
No, it's Nodgkin actually.
Whatever, he loves that I came up with that name. So
yeah, I'm sure he's never heard that before.
I doubt it. It's only me.
All right.
Anyway. Okay, so moving on. There is a channel. Did you know?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Primitive Technologies.
Yeah, I knew that.
He shows you the clay making process.
Yeah, I've made clay stuff and fired it here.
Could you get on that?
Yeah, I'll just get right on that. Making a bunch of tiles for like a dome roof that is as big as I'm talking about, man, it is a lot of...
So...
Plus, that would be a lot of weight. I'm pretty sure with the cement and sand thing,
do you think I can
get it. No, I think I can make them a lot thinner.
Mm-hmm.
Although I don't think the weight is going to be a problem. The dome roof should be able to handle a lot of weight. So it's not going to
collapse in on itself.
Better not. I mean, if it's
concern out there about that.
If it's going to collapse from that, then I'm in trouble.
Like Houston, we have a problem?
No, it'll be fine.
Okay.
Like, I'll do a couple calculations. No, it's fine. Yeah, I can already tell you it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you figure that out?
I just did the calculation.
Think a little more like an engineer.
Okay, so the dome roof is like 2 inches thick of styrocrete, and then on the outside of that, there's maybe ½ an inch. And I'm going to use imperial noodle units because of this stupid thing called PSI, pounds per square inch, which is freaking used for everything. So I'm going to ignore the styrocrete. So let's just pretend that's not there. I've got ½ an inch of concrete. It's like cement and sand over the whole dome. Now, what's the compressive strength of concrete? It's like 35. I'm going to say maybe mine's a little lower. I like to I like to calculate this always conservative. Like on the bag when you buy concrete, it's like 3,500 pounds per square inch. But I'm going to say 2,000 pounds per square inch. So say my thing is ½ an inch thick, then 2 inches wide will hold 2,000 pounds. So a spot this wide will hold 2,000 pounds of force.
Dude, that's not a
there
force.
Is nowhere near 2,000 pounds of force on that little sliver, and it gets skinnier to the top, right? That little sliver is not putting anywhere near 2,000. It's not even putting like maybe 200. Maybe. Cool. I don't even think it'd be that much, but it's, yeah. Even with the tiles on, say it goes up to 300, which I don't think it would, but it's just like an order of magnitude lower than the breaking point, easily.
Somebody wants to know if the beans that you're growing make tasty sprouts.
I don't know, actually, because I've just been putting them in my chili.
Yeah, that chili you made the other day was pretty good.
Oh, thanks. It was pretty fancy stuff, eh?
It was with those beans, right?
Yeah, so I don't know. When did I start this chili thing? Like a month ago? No, a few weeks ago.
A few weeks ago.
For some reason, I don't know. I was sitting around.
Tomato paste, wasn't it?
No. Oh yeah, it was
that started it.
Yeah. Yeah. So we had this huge can of tomato paste, and neither of us have a refrigerator right now. And we were talking about this morning, saying it is so nice not having a refrigerator, because the refrigerator is just constantly sucking energy, and it's just like, oh, how long till this thing breaks and has to be replaced?
Well, yeah,
you know, and it's just.
And then what do you do with it? Like,
and then you have this giant piece of garbage. Yeah.
Yeah.
But just like for me, it's mostly just the constant energy. It's just like, oh, I don't care if the sun's not out. I need more energy.
I think of, like, what stops me from just getting a refrigerator?
We're going way off. Yeah. What?
It doesn't matter.
Okay. What is it? What do you?
Is I think to myself, in 5 years, what am I going to do with these batteries that are totally shit toasted?
You just said swear words on my channel.
It's not a swear word.
Oh, because it's actually in the dictionary.
Yeah, it's in the dictionary.
So they've been toasted
Yeah.
with
Yeah,
feces.
feces. Like I
Oh,
cannot use them
okay.
anymore. So then what do I do with
So
them?
yeah, the problem is every night your batteries get drained,
Right.
unless you turn your thing off every night. But then you anyway, it
So
doesn't
then, well,
matter
I mean, that's beside the point. I just want to know, what do I do with the crap batteries that no longer function for me in 5 or 10 years?
because the fridge has been
Because the
using all
fridge has
the
been
yeah,
using it all the
that's
time.
yeah. It's just the whole
Yeah.
thing is just like it's so much easier
There
to
has to be a better way.
just not have a refrigerator.
But I want ice cream.
Yeah, well, we have to work on that.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like I actually probably just really want a freezer.
You just want a thing that will freeze your cream.
Yeah, basically. I want
We
to
could
squirt
just
the
get
cream out and I want to freeze it.
We could just get an ice maker.
Well, I
Anyway,
thought about that too, but that's worse.
what in the hell was I talking about?
I don't know. Clay tiles.
No, that was like
No, we were talking about pounds per square inch on top of the roof and it not
no, it was
collapsing.
after that. Somebody tell me what
No,
we're.
stop touching the screen. Don't touch it. I can see it. It's right here.
Are you making it so I shouldn't look at the things because then I won't see the trolls?
No, I'm actually making it so that you stay kind of in the conversation
Oh,
and not distracted.
you mean
no, we're allowed to have a conversation. That's the point.
chili is
yes,
what the
chili
frick we were talking about.
Chili.
So I had this can of like 10 pounds. There's 10 pounds. I think it's 10 pounds.
10 pounds.
Whatever. 10 pounds ish.
Well, you asked.
Of tomato paste. And if I open it, I have to use the whole thing. So I opened the can of tomato paste and it was like, well, I better just make a giant pot of chili because I can put like
crazy.
2/3 of it in there and then give the rest to Dashaina. She could figure out what.
I did figure out what to do with it.
So I made this giant thing of chili and I kept adding beans for a couple days because it was so tomatoed. Anyway, but ever since then, I've just been on this chili thing where I'll make I have a big pot and I'll make a big pot of chili. It's like 3 gallons or something. And then I'll eat that for like a week,
At
depending.
least.
No, it's usually like less than a week actually. And then, I'll go a few days with no chili and then I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna make another thing of chili. Well, the nice thing about it is, and someone's gonna be like, how do you have chili for a week with no refrigerator? Well, there's no meat in it or anything.
Yeah.
And I heat it up every day. It's like the way they used to do it, where they just keep the pot on the fire. I mean, I don't keep it on the fire overnight, but, I make sure it's boiling significantly the last time I put the lid on it, and then I put it aside, and then nothing should get in there. It should be fine till the next day, unless I've now got space amoebas eating my brain that came from old chili, but it seems to work. Anyway, so now every week or two I make this giant pot of chili. And the nice thing about it is then I just have food. So if I'm going out working on stuff and I'm the only one at my house, I'm not coming in being like, all right, what am I going to cook? I'm just like, well, I'll just eat some chili and then I can go back and do more stuff. And I always have coconut bread with it, which is like 50% coconut and then, flour and yeast and all that. Yeah. What's your question? I'm sorry, what?
What?
Yep. Yep.
What? Jaimie.
Yes?
People are
dying to know.
Do you have a bucket list?
Bucket list? No, I don't.
Things you want to do before it's too late?
With buckets? What?
Yeah.
I mean,
are you going to fill them up with things?
I'm not that excited about buckets because once they're out in the sun for a little, they start cracking up.
Fill them up with concrete.
All right, so this is a bucket list is like things I want to do before I'm dead. Is that what it is?
Kick the bucket.
Oh, is that what it is?
The proverbial bucket, yes.
That's what a bucket list is?
That's what a bucket list is.
Oh, man, I didn't know what a bucket list was this whole time. Oh.
It's not about collecting things in the bucket.
Yeah, I knew that much. I would, whenever I thought of a bucket list, I always thought of like a bucket with little pieces of paper in it with like lists of like, I want to do this, I want to do that, and then you go in your bucket and be like, okay, no, I'm not ready for that one.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, let's do this one. Let's go on the roller coaster or whatever.
Literally, what
things
do you
I want to do
before
before I kick the bucket.
Kick the bucket.
I don't know if I have so much a list, but yeah, there's some stuff. I want to build another giant robot, like a really good one.
What's really good?
I'll know. Everyone who knows what I'm talking about already knows what I'm talking about. And everyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about, I don't know if I can explain it. No, but all these people watching here, they're like, oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. A good giant robot.
Like that guy? Oh.
Like something you can drive around and blast stuff with or whatever. Something usable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not like my first one was like, like a prototype. And, we also were fleeing the country while I was finishing it. Anyway.
Yeah. We were fleeing the country from the paparazzi.
What? What are you talking
It's a
about?
joke.
Okay.
Yeah.
We were actually trying to get out of the country before Obamacare kicked in, remember?
That's true.
I mean, that
Forgot
wasn't
about
the only
that. That was
thing,
part
but it
of
was
We're
like,
oh, we got to get out of here before that.
well, yeah, we were
happens.
like, if we leave before the end of the year, we don't
We're
have to
good.
deal with this
Yeah,
mess.
which sounds great to me.
Yeah.
In hindsight, it was
So
a good idea.
Yeah, so I got it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so
Wait, I'm
everybody
trying to think of
currently
what
knows
else is
you're
on my
talking
bucket
about.
list.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. So what else? Robot.
Yeah, and
Amazing
boobies.
robot.
Amazing robot and some boobies. Not on me. You know, just boobies.
Experience more boobies.
Just boobies.
Okay,
That's what it
great.
says on the list. Anyway, whoops.
What else?
Oh, I also want to become food self-sufficient.
Yeah.
You know. Oh, I want to get my.
What does
I want to
that
get my.
mean?
It means I'm growing. Like I don't need food to come from anywhere else.
Mm.
Doesn't mean I won't. It just means like if the rest of the world all disappeared, I would have everything. And that's the thing. And not just food. Like I want to be at a point where, you know, in my little place on my land, I have everything I need.
Right.
Like that would be nice.
Okay.
And that doesn't mean I don't ever want to interact with the rest of the world. It's just I want to be self-sufficient enough that if I had to lock myself in, I could.
If zombie apocalypse.
Like if zombie apocalypse came, as long as I could, you know, fend off the zombies, I'd be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Interesting. Would you transfer your consciousness into a mechanical body, assuming such a thing was feasible to do?
I don't know. I think about
Hi,
it.
sweet girl. Hello. Jump. Kiss.
Hey, look,
Yeah.
this baby's got clothes on today.
Hi.
Cool.
Love you. You say hi?
Let me think. What else is on my bucket
wanna
list?
sniff?
Something to do with babies. I wanted to have a bunch of babies. I got a few.
Hello.
All right.
Hello. Okay.
What's your
So
next thing
mechanical
here?
body, did you answer that?
Oh, would I
Would
transfer
you
my
transfer
consciousness?
consciousness?
Oh,
No.
Can I? Yeah, maybe.
What would
I don't know,
need to
I think
happen
about it.
for that?
Well, I'd have to be done with this one,
Lick finger. She got you.
but
I mean, I guess you can. You might as well. Because she's going to sit there and start making sounds.
might as well what?
You might as well.
Might as well what?
That.
Show the dog?
Yeah.
Does anybody want to see this dog? Hey, dog, come here. Dashaina just got
Her
a
name's
dog.
Hershey.
Her name's Dog.
No, her name is Hershey. She responds to her name.
Hey, Hershey.
See?
Hershey, come.
Look at her. She's like, I know
Come.
who I am.
Come, little dogster. Oh, she thinks I'm just going to... Oh, look at this thing. Look at it. Would you transfer your consciousness into a
Hershey.
machine?
We just got her on Thursday.
Okay, if I was going to
Okay,
transfer
now
my
she wants you to
consciousness
cuddle her.
into a computer, I think I would put significant effort into making a really good robot body before then. So I'd have an awesome... I mean, not that I don't need to go around blasting everything, but like, oh, this dog is so excited that I picked her up. She wants
Yeah.
me to pick her up some more.
Well, now she's...
But yeah, if I could transfer my mind into a computer, I think I would spend a fair amount of time at the end of my life making a super awesome robot for me to drive around after I was dead. And I would name myself Dead Jaimie.
Dead Jaimie?
Yeah, I would write it like I would have
Not
it
the
on
dude.
my robot parts, Dead Jaimie. And everyone would be like, hey, it's Dead Jaimie, what's up?
Oh, is that like, remember there was a movie where they had the dead guy, they kind of carried him around. It was like a weekend at Bernie's or
Oh,
something.
yeah.
Except you'd be alive.
Except, well, I don't know what I'd be. I'd be Dead Jaimie re-roboted.
Okay, so somebody says they know you've thought about it in the past,
I don't think about things.
but
God, what?
have you gotten any further with your thoughts about recycling plastics and what uses you would envision?
Nothing. No significant developments in that area, other than my box of plastic garbage has had a few more plastic bags stuffed into it. You know, peanut bags, whatever. Well, I mean, I do kind of want to make a plastic melter and extruder to make like 3D printer material out of plastic stuff.
And we potentially have those 3D printers coming.
Yeah, well, that's why I bring it up, and that's why I
Yeah.
started thinking about it again, because last week we talked with Reach 3D Printers.
Yeah, Nate.
Nate, yeah, and he doesn't make the the 3D printers anymore, but he was making them and selling them for a while. And he said he had some extra. So anyway, I may have 3D printing capabilities again soon. And yeah, it would be pretty cool to be able to 3D print stuff out of a plastic bag, which I'm not sure what the details are of melting plastic bags into that stuff. But like you can do it with, I mean, there's just different kinds of plastics, and I don't want to start going on about it because I don't have that much expertise. I would want to have a little more information. But there's certain plastics that it's easier to do with, and certain plastics it's harder. Although, I should mention the one thing that I've seen, at least on a YouTube video, which means I know everything about it. So, mixing plastic bags with sand in a big pot, and having a fire under it or heat or whatever, and then mixing the sand with the melty plastic, and then using that as like putting it into like interlocking brick molds and stuff like that, like making bricks out of it. Supposedly that works pretty well. Of course, everything works amazing in a YouTube video, and people don't always tell you if there's a problem or anything. But I would kind of like to try that at some point, because like if that works as well as it maybe does, then that could be a pretty cool thing to do with like plastic bags. Yeah. Mix it with sand, make some kind of strong bricks. But I would only want to do it if they were going to be really strong and long lasting. I don't want to make, bricks with plastic in them that are going to break up after a few years, and then I'm just throwing like microscopic bits of plastic all over the place. So anyway.
Somebody wants to know if
Somebody?
Yes. Hold on, I just saw it. Let me just find it again. Would the robot have 6 legs and walk in omnidirections?
I don't know, actually. Would this be my robot or the giant robot I want to build? I'm going to talk about the giant.
I think we're talking about the one that you want to build off of your bucket list.
In reality.
Yeah.
So, well, I haven't really shown all of these, but I have a whole bunch of different like little robot-y walking machine designs. Actually, in my Adventure Builder movie, I showed a bunch of the ones that I made when I was a kid, just like robot-y walking machines. Like that's like all I did when I was a kid. I was like exercised and made little walking robot-y things. But I have a whole bunch of designs. So when I get to the point where I want to make one, I'm gonna have to think about, which design I want to do. Although I do kind of think I want to make another 6-legged omnidirectional one, even if, in addition to another one. Just because, I did so much work on that design between making the, the big giant robot one and making the version that was the toy version that went in stores and stuff. Like that design got refined so much through that process. I feel like it's got like one little bit of refinement left, and I could make like a giant version of like a really elegant, refined version of that 6-legged thing. But then there's also this 4-legged like polar bear kind of looking thing that has a really cool design. I've made a bunch of different versions of that over the years, and it has this weird differential that works with levers and legs and stuff, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Look.
It's you.
It's you, look. Ah, there you are. You say hi?
Hello.
Hello. You say hola?
Although one thing, like I might want to build an amphibious giant robot thing. Since we live on the ocean.
Do you want me to call Aurora for you? Yes? Do you want Aurora to go play with you?
What's your next question?
My next question is, hold on, I just had it. It's good. Have you ever thought about writing a book about your philosophy on life? You have a very interesting perspective and obviously have taken a different path than most.
I have thought about writing a book here and there. I'm not sure how
I don't think you could sit down long enough.
No, I could sit down long enough.
No, I think you could.
But like...
Do you want to go downstairs?
I don't know. I'd really have to figure out exactly the form of it and like...
Okay. You want to get... Oh, okay.
I've thought about it.
Pants up.
And I'm probably going to write a book at some point. Like the Adventure Builder Bible. But yeah, I have to figure out what exactly how it's gonna go.
Yeah. Well, what?
And like once I figure out the first page, the rest of it would basically write itself. But oh my gosh, Dashaina just disappeared. How am I gonna know what people are asking?
You'll be fine. I'll tell you.
Yeah. I can talk about nothing for like 4.5 minutes. But that's funny. No one's mentioned writing a book about my philosophy in a while. But it is something I think about in the back of my head.
Okay.
And I kind of try to weave my philosophy into everything I do, obviously. So I hope it comes through. But I do think it would be good to kind of like, put it down in some kind of concrete way. Although the other thing is, like, I'm not sure what things are still going to change in my philosophy. Like a lot of things, like ever since I came up with the Adventure Builder principles, those 8 virtues have been robust enough that I haven't felt any need or desire to change them. Like they seem like they're good and they work, and over the years of living by that stuff, my life has gotten a lot better by following those principles. And I haven't come across any situations that really make me say, okay, this principle is kind of not right, or like it seems like it's really good. So I don't think those are likely to change, but I don't know, there might be details of nuances of things that I end up changing over time. So maybe I'm not ready to write a book like that yet. Or maybe I totally am. I don't know. I'd really have to think about it and make sure if I was writing down a book, I'm going to get all the details right. Because it's not like I can write a book and then just be like, oh, no, just kidding, that was wrong. Because someone's going to read it and be like, oh, this is the gospel. It's what he said the first time and that's it. So, if I write something down the first time, I want to make sure I really think it through. But yeah, in addition to that, I just need to figure out the format that it would be, and like what all I'd want to say into it. I didn't make a very good sentence there. Just glue some bird feathers to the roof. Oh, this guy says glue some bird feathers to the roof. So that's kind of what I'm doing, except not bird feathers. It's concrete tiles. Clay dries and shrinks and cracks too. All right, let's see. I'm going to get to the end of my current comments here.
Okay, I'm coming back.
No, it's okay. I'm reading my comments, except I had to scroll down a lot. Ooh, this guy has a question, because he wrote question. Oh yeah, here's the thing I didn't mention. This guy totally did it. If you have a question, write question.
Yeah, everybody's been doing it.
At the beginning of your questions. Wait, this guy said, you mentioned you missed Taco Bell. Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Taco Bell. Helicopter transport.
Do we have good Mexican style foods in our area? I think if you go to town, you could find that.
Mexican style? I don't know.
Yeah, that's what you said. I think. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, they're like taco places.
Well,
I know taco places.
Yeah, I only know of
anyway,
them, but I'm not saying there's not more. I'm just
I
only think of one.
Yeah.
Man, I wish they did have more tacos. Let's make
Yeah, like I don't think like Taco Bell was important enough to like really change anything. It was just like when someone asked that question, I just recently been thinking about my time in Alaska, and every time we came back out of the woods and we were feeling good about all this work we did, the first place we hit was Taco Bell. So I have like a bunch of good Taco Bell memories. And then we also used to go there rollerblading with my friend in the middle of the night, because the one Taco Bell would serve us if we drove up in our rollerblades at like 3 a.m. and like everything else was closed. All right, what's up? Fourth meal.
Somebody asked this twice already and I just forgot about it. Is there a way? Obviously, there's a way. Would you consider setting up a wireless point-to-point link to your place to get internet? Do you want internet at your house eventually?
I shouldn't say like totally no, but I think no. Like I like not having internet.
Is that because you have an excuse to come over here and bother me?
Yeah. Then although I only come like once a week. Like the last time I was on the internet was last Sunday.
Was it last Sunday?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
The last time
in
I was
town.
on the internet?
Oh.
Oh, no, that's right. We checked the messages.
Yeah.
But
maybe you weren't really on the internet for that, because like you probably.
No,
just
I
said
wasn't
you
on the
were
internet.
busy.
We were just
Yeah.
checking if you sent a message and then just left.
So,
But yeah, I like going on the internet like once a week. And usually it goes like this. All right, what's my email? No messages. Oh, wait, I got one message that's like nothing, a bunch of spam. All right. What else can I do on the internet?
Yeah, we sat
This
an
is
hour
like,
wasting.
I don't know what I'm doing here. Turn this off. And then I go back to real life. And I mean, everyone knows like the internet will just suck you in and you just end up in this like zoned out. Oh, let me just click on this for a second, and like 4 hours later, you're like, what happened? But like if you get away from the internet enough, like I'm at the point where I go online and I'm like, what is this mess of garbage? It doesn't even make sense to my brain, and I don't want anything to do with it really. Not nothing to do with it. Like I'll check my email and stuff, but like I don't currently have the desire to click on things. Like, ooh, what's that? Let me just click on it. But I do remember when I was on the internet more often, I would have to be like, no, don't start clicking on just random crap because I'm going to go down this rabbit hole.
Jaimie.
What?
You're rabbit holing.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, let's move on. So Derek was just.
So I think I'm probably not going to get internet.
He was just asking about the point-to-point thing because he works in the wireless internet industry, and he was just curious if that was a possibility based on the logistics of.
Well, it is a possibility, and every once in a while, I think it would make a few things more convenient. Like I could do these at my house, for example, if I wanted to do like a live building something, then I could do it at my house. But then I would have internet at my house. And when I wake up at 2 a.m. and I'm like, oh, I'm just totally awake. I could either find something productive to do, or I could just screw around on the internet,
So speaking of sleeping and waking and stuff, do you find yourself more on like a split sleep schedule where you like go to sleep kind of early, maybe 4 to 5 hours, would later wake up, you're up for a couple hours and you go back to sleep for a few hours?
Sometimes.
Yeah, I would say that's generally how I sleep.
That's how you do it? Yeah, like a lot of times, like if the kids are at my house, then we often go to sleep at like 8:30 or 9, and then I'll wait.
Missed. Right. The email address is theadventurebuildermovie@gmail.com.
Is it in there? Is it down there?
It's not in the description, but I keep putting it in the chat because I can't get into the description
until after this is done.
Yeah. I mean, I could close this right now and
do it. Why don't you do it? Can you pre-do it?
Yeah, well, it's supposed to be doing it, and it was. I don't know what happened.
But now it's not putting it.
It's not putting it anymore.
Well, yeah, if you go to any of my other videos,
should have it. But now I don't know.
Well, you better get on that. You're not doing your job.
I know, I don't have enough to do. Yeah, sorry about that.
What was I even talking about?
No, you were rabbit holing really bad.
Oh, really bad?
Yeah, really bad.
Oh, shut up. What was I talking about?
Somebody wants to know.
No, I remember. I was talking about women getting beatings.
You were talking about whether or not internet at your house, and then we were talking about logistically speaking, could it happen? And then you thought about it.
No, it could totally happen. You have line of sight to my house from here.
Yeah, I know. I spy on you all the time.
Like you could put a thing here right out your window to
I can hit all our properties.
I could hit all our properties.
Yeah, you could, but there's no internet there.
But yeah, I like not having internet.
Somebody is surprised that there's no taco places around here.
Yeah, so often I'll go to sleep pretty early, like soon after the sun goes down, and then I wake up at midnight, and then I'm up for hours, and then I'll go to bed, go back to sleep at like 2 or 3 in the morning, sleep another few hours. Or what I'll do is I'll just stay up later, find something to do, stay up later, and then if I go to sleep at like 11 or midnight or something, then I just get up with the sun and everything's, normal. And the thing I work on at night after the sun goes down is a video game. I started making a 2-player video game. I should probably make a video about that, because I was thinking about, I finished that one other video game. I should make a final video about that, because I think it's pretty much like I'm not working on it anymore. Right. And I've added a whole bunch of stuff since before. So I should probably make a video about that for anyone who cares about video games. But I started this new video game, which is a 2-player video game, because I wanted to be able to play something with my kids and stuff. And I was thinking for this one, I should do some collaboration and see if people want to, do some drawings for the make some characters and stuff like that. So I'll have to make a video of kind of like showing what I have so far, and mostly I'm just working on the game mechanics. Just like have like a little fake area where you can test things out and do a few things. Like you can get in vehicles and drive them around, and you can get out and jump around and stuff. But I haven't really done that much yet.
Generator?
Nah. Like gasoline generator?
Oh yeah.
I don't want gasoline stuff. Although wind generator.
Utilizing a wind generator?
Wind generator, yeah. I think I have a really good spot for one. And then also we have the stream on the property over there. It's just like a 1/4 mile from the shore, and we don't have any buildings back there or anything. But at some point, if I build something back there, I could put a generator in the stream. Now the thing with the stream though is it changes a lot. Like most of the time it's just this little dribbling along stream. I wouldn't say trickle. It's more than a trickle, But then when it rains, it's like this raging torrent of. So I would have to make something to accommodate the different conditions.
Speaking of lack of buildings, do we have a plan to build any kind of accommodations for people who may want to visit here, with the idea of either staying long term or just for like a month? Or
all right, how much do I want to get into this?
I think just general
just get right
summary.
Into it. Okay, so years ago when we were first here, I was basically inviting anyone who wanted to come and stay, and we even had what became my workshop. It was just a fiberglass dome, which was pretty good size, and like, I don't know, 10 feet high, like good high ceiling, like a good sized dome, and people could come and stay in that. And after going through a few people, I just kind of backed off that because, oh man, we had some difficult people who just wanted to come and wanted me to take care of them. Like one of the first people came. This was actually a little bit before we had that dome. This guy comes and he shows up, and I was working on a boat, and I was filing something. So he picks up the file beside me and starts grinding away on something that definitely does not need filing, like basically putting a hole in the boat. And I was like, whoa, wait, don't do that. I'm filing these things off here. So I'm explaining, what to file. He takes the file, throws it, and stomps away, and said something like, "Go F yourself."
Okay, I think we should.
And what? Dude, this happened.
I know, but no.
And it was like, and then
I'm not saying it didn't happen.
What?
I just mean, I think we should just keep it short about if we're gonna supply accommodations or not. So we can
okay.
answer some
No,
questions.
this is an important thing, because
because people
and
come
then
here and they're obnoxious.
And then, this kind of thing has happened with several people.
Right.
And not everyone's a jerk or anything, but the people who are screwing it up are really screwing it up for everyone.
Right, because they come expecting you to take care of them in some way.
Well, there's another guy who came and he got upset that I stopped feeding him. Like I was like, I'll feed and house you for a week for free. And then by then you have to start taking care of yourself. But I wanted to give him some time. At the end of the week, he just got angry that I cut him off. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
I'm not just supposed to take care of you and he was so angry. Like I was supposed to be his parent. And
right.
Anyway, so we really backed off on having people here.
Right, and now
for a while.
Kind of
I mean, we were having people here and there a little bit, but yeah, I'm here more often again. And I'm thinking about making a place where people can come stay, but I need to make sure it doesn't turn into that again.
Well, I think we should just stick with the policy that I do with the people that come here.
What's that?
I don't give them anything.
Well, yeah, I'm definitely.
I give them a bed and a roof, and then they have to bring all their own stuff.
Well, I think the way I want to do it is I want to make a little rental place, and I don't need to make money off this thing. It doesn't have to be like places around here charge like $500 a night. It's ridiculous.
It's
but just charge enough to make it like to make it so I'm not just giving out charity, basically, you know, like $20 a night or something, just to cover, you know, the fact that I built this thing, you know, maintenance and stuff like that. And, you know, not giving out a free boat, just to get off the freeloaders, because man, the freeloaders really screw it up. So yeah, I'm thinking about making a little spot where people could come and stay and rent, you know, pretty cheap. One thing is I'm going to need, you know, a normal toilet, because that's always
I don't
not,
have one.
I shouldn't say that's always. That is sometimes a significant issue.
I think you should just do what I did with the squatting thing, and I'm telling you, people adapt to it. Like
Yeah.
it's been kind of amazing. Like
Yeah.
since I put up the ad saying you have to
There is
bring
no
all your
toilet.
own things, and this is the toilet, and it's been fine. I don't
Oh,
even let
cool.
them use mine.
Yeah.
Like they just use the outside
The thing out there.
squat one that goes right out.
Cool.
Yeah, it's been great.
And everyone's been fine with that.
Everybody's been fine.
You know, I think
and the
you're
ones
totally
that aren't
right.
fine, like literally, I only let them stay for 5 days, and I can tell by then.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, see you later. And we have a great experience, and they know that they only have 5 days, so they can get through it or expand or whatever. And
That kind of reminds
yeah.
me of when I had my place in Vermont before we moved here. This is before I met you even. Like I had a, you know, a porcelain
Good morning,
toilet, you
Hank.
know. I had the, oh, hi Hank.
Hank from New Zealand.
We have Hank, a chicken. We have a chicken named Hank.
Chicken.
Anyway, I had, you know, the standard toilet in my dome in Vermont. And at first, you know, people would come and, you know, I'd give them the tour, and the toilet was included in the tour. But then anyone who came from the city would just be like mentally glued to the toilet. Like they wouldn't want to go outside. They would just kind of want to hover around the toilet. And it took me a little bit to figure out what was going on, but it was the toilet. Like they were glued to the toilet. And this is why I started calling city people toilet people for a while. And but then after a while I was like, wait, what if I just tell people there is no toilet?
And we made that weird toilet, really. That was pretty fun.
So then people would show up, and I would say there is no toilet, and then they would go outside and have fun and do all this stuff.
Yeah.
And it was like two totally different experiences. So I think maybe you're right. Maybe I don't make a toilet, like a special toilet just for people.
You should make a special toilet.
Because then they're just going to be like,
they're
going to be like trying to just.
Who's going to clean it?
They're just, well, yeah, but they're also.
Anyway.
They're also just going to be trying to hold on to their city way of life when they come here, which doesn't work, right. Which is why they were hovering around my toilet there. So yeah, maybe I make a place and give, you know.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah, what's that?
I think you should just do a shell.
Make a dome.
A floor.
Yeah.
A bed frame.
Yeah.
And be done with it.
And water.
No, I don't even give them water.
You make them bring their own water.
I make them bring their own water. And then if we were doing it over at the dome, they'd go and collect their own water.
Wait, what?
Like if we did it over on the farm.
Oh.
They would just go
collect. I was like, we don't have anything there.
Yeah, no.
But if I built something over there.
They go collect their own water.
Yeah.
Bring your own container, collect your own water.
Well, another thing that I would think would be really cool that I want to do is make like a campground on our farm.
But like I think that would be good because it would be kind of like camping. You could put a tent inside if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'd probably want to make it. I'd want to make it the campground a little bit more than just like dirt. You know, I'd want to maybe make some little domes, like just make sure people have a good shelter anyway.
Right. That's what I'm suggesting.
And then people can go to the river, get their own water.
Yep.
And if they, you know, bring their drinking water or filter or whatever like that, I think that would be cool.
Because I think you can charge rent for that because you built the structure.
Well, of course I could charge rent for that.
You can make a cool little path, maybe like a central fire pit thing. But I think that generally speaking, that's it. Like that's literally all I give them is a fire pit to cook on.
Yeah.
And a bed and a spot in my.
Okay, that's what I need to do.
And then I do not let them stay past 5 days. They have to come in on Sunday and they leave on Friday.
Unless they're amazing.
Well, then I consider it, but I won't even tell them that I'll consider it until like 3 days in.
Yeah, because otherwise they'll be on their best behavior.
Yeah.
You just want to get within the 5 days, find out who the stuff they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it works.
Yeah. So I actually have plans to build a little house up on the hill behind my house, and maybe people could stay there.
Freddie Crochet.
Freddie Crochet. Does he come at you with his big claws that are crocheted? Totally come.
Yeah, my friend from Germany just left us Wednesday.
Hmm.
and he was here from Sunday, and it was nice having
Where's
him
he coming
here.
from in his
Where are you
sailboat?
coming from, Freddie Crochet? And so next question is, while
Tell
we're
him
waiting for
to
that,
just tell him to email us and you can talk to him.
yeah, email us. If you have any questions about visiting us in your sailboat, send us an email to theadventurebuildermovie@gmail.com. And I'll be happy to give you more logistical information about that.
And we made that email when I made the movie, but now we're just using it for everything.
Okay, so somebody would like to know, do you see a problem with the splitting of the dragon tiles between the mortar and the plastic layer due to the lack of adhesion? Oh, that was what I was trying to ask you earlier. That was
I
a great summary
think
of
they'll
that
be
question.
okay. But, I mean, I'm going to have to, I hope it'll be okay.
Have you made any test versions of
All right,
the
so
tiles?
basically the question is, so if I make like a concrete tile like this and have it kind of glued up here with the mortar on the concrete, is it going to come disconnected and slide off?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be okay.
Have you made any test like tiles?
Well, concrete sticks to concrete,
No, I'm just wondering on a separate kind of same but separate subject. Have you made any test tiles?
No, I've not made any test tiles.
Okay, somebody did ask that.
Yeah, I haven't done it yet.
Not test. Anyway.
Not testy tiles.
Testy tiles. Test tiles.
Like I'll probably do some tests, and if they seem like they're adhering really well, I won't worry about it. Although even if they're not, I might get some adhesion stuff. What's it called? Cement
Mortar?
sticky stuff.
Adhesion? I don't know.
Stuff you can put in the cement to make it extra sticky.
Oh.
Or paint it on the cement.
Yeah.
I don't remember. There's different kinds. Yeah. But I don't think it'll be a problem though.
Yeah.
Like I just spackled the whole outside of my house and it seems to all be sticking like really well.
Word.
Word.
Okay. So somebody wants to know.
But that would suck if the whole thing slid off.
Somebody actually said, somebody says, it would be awesome if you had a place to stay for X amount a night to go on vacation down there. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Like, maybe we just need to find out. Well, that makes me start thinking about the bathroom thing again.
No.
Yeah, no.
Why do you keep
camping vacation?
Stop talking about the bathroom.
It's because people have had problems
with this for like months
already. No, you're
already.
right. I need to get off the bathroom.
Get off the bathroom.
People don't need a freaking.
They don't need a bathroom.
They don't need the fancy bathroom.
I've given them. They even flush that with seawater that they have to go get with a container.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it works.
No, you're
great.
right. People end up having a better time when you don't give them all the stuff anyway. If they have no
expectation and you're firm about it, they have a better time.
Yeah,
and they walk away with a great experience.
Yeah, you're right.
And then the timing is also very important. It cannot be longer than 5 days or 2 weeks, depending on the person.
Yeah.
Anyway, so here's somebody says, too many people expect a hotel, maybe as it is an Airbnb. Yeah, we would work through Airbnb. I've done it before, and
I don't even know if I would have to do that. I would just be like, tell people here.
It's easier to reserve it and collect the payment and all that stuff. And insurance, in case they destroy your stuff, is covered in Airbnb, which is awesome.
That is kind of cool.
Yeah, so I say we just stick with that because their fee is very low. Somebody says the question, watch your 2+ hour video of where you were over the last year while building.
What's my 2+ hour video?
I don't know. Oh, maybe your movie? No, but that wasn't 2+ hours.
That was an hour and a half.
What are taxes like where you are now?
Relatively good.
Are we talking about sales tax?
What is the sales tax here? Like 7% or something?
7%.
Yeah, and it's not.
Import tax is really not that high compared to some other countries.
Yeah. The tax situation in Panama is pretty good.
Yeah.
Like relatively low compared to, most of the world. It's on the lower end for sure. Significantly lower end.
I want to say that I like that Skill Me Up.
Skill Me Up.
He likes he puts statement in front of his statement and then puts question in front of his question. I like that. It's kind of nice. It makes it nice to
He's got some skills there.
Got some skills, Skill Me Up.
He's got some commenty skills.
So his statement is maybe design to make some pods that people can stay in on your island. I think we would do it on the farm.
Well, I really
think it would.
I could do one on my island. Or on the other bump on my island.
Yeah, maybe that.
So my island's like two islands kind of together. I mean, you could walk between them.
Like Derek's asking more about property tax.
Property tax is pretty low here.
Oh, Hershey
If your property's below a certain value, you don't pay any property tax.
Hi, sweet girl.
And I don't even know when you do pay property tax. Someone told me you pay it once when you buy the land,
Yeah.
and then it's not like a yearly thing.
Yeah.
Which would kind of make sense because there's no mail system
Yeah,
here.
there
So how
isn't.
would they even like, here's your bill, wait, where will you send it?
I don't know.
So yeah, the property tax situation here is low or non-existent, which is great. That was one of the things that I liked when I was looking at Panama.
Yeah. Skill Me Up actually has another more philosophical question.
Oh, philosophical question.
And he'd like to know, do you often think about where the world will be 20 years from now? And like,
I do.
What is your view on that?
So, wow, there's a few different directions it could go, but I think the most likely thing over the next 20 years is that people are going to continue losing freedom. Like, we're basically going to do the same thing we've done the last 20 years. People are going to slowly lose freedom and privacy, and then things are just going to get crappier and crappier, and people are going to keep trying to kind of like pretend it's okay, it's not getting worse, because and always come up with excuses. Okay, you want to just on the topic of excuses of how our society today is fine. One of the most annoying excuses that I hear all the time is, everyone complains about all the kids are like this all the time. Like, this is all they do. They're just like staring at their tablets, and the adults, everyone's just staring at their phone and staring at their tablets.
Staring at it right now.
And then they'll show a picture of a bunch of people from like the 50s in a subway, all with their newspapers.
Yeah.
Well, look. Well, when the 50s they did it, they did the exact same thing. It was just with newspapers. So it's fine, right? No, it sucked then too. It's not like because some stupid behavior has been going on for a long time, millennia. That's no big deal. It's just that's what people have been doing. No, there are terrible things that are going on that are getting worse and worse in our society, and there's no excuse for it. It just sucks and it's terrible. And so far in our society, people still have a relatively high degree of freedom, which is why we're able to move here and build all this stuff and stuff, because we chose to do it. The way people are controlled for the most part today is just through social pressure, social programming. Like, people feel like they can't do what they want to do with their lives. Like, that's the biggest deterrent for people not doing what they want. They just feel like they can't. It's not necessarily illegal or anything.
Do you think
they just feel like they can't?
Kind of brainwashed into
kind of
that?
Brainwashed into thinking they can't do things, like through
the school system.
Through a decade and a half of going to school. Now, part of that brainwashing is that some of it is real. Like, in a lot of places, it is very illegal to live certain ways. Like in England, from what I understand, you can't like scratch your butt without getting permission from the council.
Really?
Trying to live off grid or build a house on your own or anything like that. I mean, it's just they'll tear it down. Oh, it's so regular. I mean, same with like I give England as like the top tier worst example of this, but like Canada is like a little bit better, but still the same thing. A lot of places in the United States and Europe is pretty bad. Like, there are laws against you being able to do things, but there are other places in the world and you can go to them still. You can, we still have a relatively high degree of freedom. However, that is always being slowly eroded away. And I think 20 years from now, we'll just have less freedom, more control over our lives, less privacy, more governing. And one of the weird things that's going to happen over the next 20 years is the generation that grew up like this is going to become the one that's in charge. That is going to be weird.
Awesome.
Yeah, not awesome. And I think the problem with that is people who just stare at a screen all day are so disconnected from the rest of the world and the consequences of their actions and all that they're going to be making really, really bad decisions. that affect other people, and they're just not going to care. I mean, they're not even going to be aware of it. It's like on my screen, everything is fine.
Right.
So what do I care about out there?
Stop touching the wire.
Does it make sounds?
Yeah, it moves it on a thing, makes this wire weaker. Eventually, it'll break.
All
And
right,
it
do your talking.
So, do you think we could go surfing tomorrow?
We could.
Is that something like we would want to do? Is that even possible in our area?
Yeah, it depends what I mean, there are certain times of the year when they have really good waves over there.
No, I mean here.
Right here?
Like
No, we would.
in our area.
No, we would have to go
Far.
to surfing. Not that far.
Really?
The other side of that island. Now
yeah.
that island is miles wide,
Right.
and we have to go like miles north or south to get around it.
Somebody wants to know if we plan on going.
It would be like a day trip. Like if we wanted to go surfing, it would, it's not like we're just going to go out there for an hour and come back and surf. No, we'd have to like go all day.
Is that on your list of things to do?
Yeah, but not a huge
Not a big
thing.
priority. Is it like item number 4,362? Or item number 500?
What?
Okay, so somebody
girls go surfing.
Oh, thanks, Tomatoes.
Is that how you go pick up girls? You go surfing?
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe. Tomato says hi, likes, and shows his support.
Aw, Tomatoes.
We love you, Tomatoes.
I love how well he drives
so
backwards.
I love he's so fun. Oh, I found out today what he did. Oh, he told me earlier in the thing. He was an oil.
Oh, you mean what he worked as?
Engineer.
Oh, you should just tell the whole world that, because
I think that's a neat job.
That's cool.
We said it in the chat.
Oh, okay. I just don't want to share people's private information but if it's in here, then fine.
We were all talking about it when I was off screen. Somebody's asking me a question, but I don't answer questions. Do you have goats?
I don't have goats.
Yeah.
We don't have any goats. We've talked about getting goats though. You almost got a goat a little while ago, and I vetoed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, remember.
You're like, I'm getting a goat, and I was like, you are not ready for a goat.
Do you grow regularly?
Oh, katuk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Katuk. Oh, it's like the best plant ever. It's like this little tree that makes spinach and just makes a lot of spinach, and has these little skinny twiggy branches that have all these like little green spinach leaves. And my son or one of my daughters will just go up to one of these little twigs and just whoosh, pull the whole thing off. You have a handful. Yeah, and they'll just eat the whole, and they'll come in the house just all like their mouth is all green.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you've been eating katuk.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
And the other thing they have is these little katuk berries, which taste like sugar snap peas, like really good ones. They're delicious. Yeah, but you know how sugar snap peas, they kind of have that string?
Yeah.
And you gotta take it out. No, these little berries, it's like a little marble that tastes like a sugar snap pea with no strings in it. They're great.
Yeah, and they're crunchy and they go great in salad.
Yeah, what and then you were growing chaya for a while, but then you cut down the tree, but we're gonna start it again.
So
it was just in the way. But yeah, mostly katuk.
So somebody says, wow, spinach. Oh, Scomy Up says, wow, spinach. I grow Swiss chard, which I was a bit hesitant about initially, but I really love it. I also grow snow peas.
Ooh, snow peas.
Do snow peas grow in the snow?
Yeah, I was just thinking, with a name like snow peas, there's no way we're growing those things.
Yeah.
Unless it's just, has nothing to do with snow.
I forgot. Somebody did ask about the boathouse, and they want to know in this boathouse if you...
You mean the houseboat or a boathouse?
No, when you make a boathouse, are you going to build other boats in your boathouse?
Well, there's
boats.
There is. I don't want to build boats, but there's one more boat I definitely want to build. Now, I say that there's a decent chance when I finish the next boat, I'll be driving it around, and 6 months later I'll be like, I got an idea for an even better boat. But right now, just with all the experience of building all the different boats I've done and all the different styles and materials and stuff, like I want to take that all and make like the master besa, a really good boat. I'm pretty sure I can make a really good boat.
You know what I think would be really cool to get, but I just cannot imagine how we would get them here for a reasonable amount of money. Miniature cows.
That would be great. Miniature cows.
Yeah, like miniature Jersey cows.
Yeah.
Milk
Those things
miniature
are
Jersey cows.
expensive,
Yeah,
aren't they?
they're like $1,200 each. And then how do you get them into the country? That's a whole
Yeah,
other.
smuggle them in.
Now, you probably can bring them in like dogs.
Yeah. This is my dog. No. It's a cow dog.
Yeah, like
Well,
that'd
it's
be cool.
obviously not a cow. Those things weigh
200
tons.
It's
It's like
clearly
what are
not
you
a cow.
telling me this is a 200-pound cow? No, it's a dog.
It's a dog.
It's a cow dog.
Definitely cow.
It's
dog.
like, why is it eating grass? Well,
I don't know.
cow dogs eat grass.
Yeah, but it's so somebody just said miniature cows are mostly just heritage cows. I don't know what a heritage cow is.
Can it make some milk?
Can it make milk and not 4 gallons a day? That's all I want to know.
And will it eat the grass?
And it will eat the grass. Yeah, I want a miniature cow that I can milk like 2 gallons a day, and then because we could sell it like cheese or whatever, and then we could just have lots of cheese.
I want a plant that will make me like some milk every day. Coconuts, though.
Coconuts do that.
Yeah, basically.
So,
I need to make
y'all handle the trash on your island? Do y'all avoid buying things with plastic packaging?
Yes. But
it
it's
happens.
like
it's really hard to avoid sometimes.
Right now, for the most part, I have a box that's full of plastic bags.
Yeah.
And at some point, I'm not going to be able to fit any more in it.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to have to figure out something.
Yeah.
But yeah, just everything is just plastic wrapped. It's so annoying.
Oh, apparently heritage cows are pre-genetically modified, selectively bred for size, etc.
Oh. Oh, so they're just selected pre-GMO. Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
Not genetically engineered. They're just selectively bred. Got it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Yeah, okay. On that topic, I've got something to say about that.
About what, GMOs?
No, about selective breeding.
Oh, yeah.
So many times in my life, I've been told that, Jaimie, you can't do everything by yourself because individuals can't do all this stuff that big corporations and governments can. Any kind of big thing that's going to change the world, it has to be done by a corporation or a government. Is big, big things. Corn was not made by any big, corporation or whatever. It was just people selectively growing the grass that had the biggest corns on it, and then eventually they grew these corns, and it took like a long time and a lot of individuals just individually regrowing the same ones over and over. We made corn. We invented corn. And today corporations are destroying most of the varieties of corn and kind of stealing what people have, what past generations have put so much time and effort into. And so in so many examples like that, the individuals are making the huge thing that changes the world, and the corporations are the ones who are taking it and destroying it. Watermelons are another example. That's just selective breeding, although I'm sure they're getting genetically modified or whatever now. Mm. But like so many things we have in our lives now have happened because over long periods of time, individuals made consistent decisions in a certain direction.
Well, bananas.
Bananas?
Perfect example.
Yeah, totally.
Because we've even seen the primitive bananas.
Yeah, they're full of seeds. So many seeds.
They're pretty sweet though, which is really funny.
Yeah.
So, okay, so apparently all domestic cattle have been selectively bred for hundreds of years. Did you know that?
Wait, what?
All
domestic cattle
have been selectively bred for hundreds of years.
Yeah, same with dogs and chickens and
cats.
Worms.
Lizards.
No, not worms. Cats.
Snakes.
That would be cool if someone was like, yeah. Anyway.
What medicinal plants do you currently grow, or do you have plans to plant a range of these in the future?
I would love to learn more about that.
I have a whole kit about it with freeze-dried seeds and stuff.
Oh.
Not freeze-dried, but freeze.
You have
storaged.
Seeds?
Yeah.
Why do you tell me these things?
I did tell you when I got them.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what do you have growing right now that's medicinal?
I'm not ready to do them yet. So nothing.
And you have nothing growing that's medicinal right now?
Oh, aloe. I have aloe.
You have aloe.
And oregano is actually pretty medicinal.
It's actually pronounced oregano.
Yeah, but it's antimicrobial or bacterial or free radical or something like that.
Yeah. I was trying to grow some garlic. I don't think it's going to make it.
Yeah, it's a tricky thing.
The thing you just said, my oregano is doing great.
Square watermelons are a thing now.
Yeah.
But that's not genetically modified. You just put them in a box and they take the shape of the box, which is pretty cool.
Wait, aren't there square eggs?
I don't think so.
I don't know enough about that to say anything else about it.
I don't know anything about that either. So corporations are the zombies eating our brains. Corporate equals corpse.
I'll go for it. Yeah, in a lot of ways, I feel like the zombie apocalypse already happened because people are just being told what to do. And the difference is, it's not a fun zombie apocalypse, because like in a real zombie apocalypse, you shoot all the zombies and then you can step over their destroyed corpses and get to the, the goods that you're trying to get or whatever you're trying to do. But in what we have right now is like a you're not allowed to shoot them zombie apocalypse, because you can't just go around shooting people until they start rotting and trying to eat your head.
Oh, I just want to mention, if you have asked a question and it has not been answered, feel free to ask it again, including question before it or question marks or something, and we'll happily get to it because I'm not scrolling back.
Good answers, not guaranteed.
Yeah, definitely not guaranteed. But this is about entertainment.
You know what I haven't said for a while?
Oh,
That
God.
just reminded me of it.
What is that?
The previous statement is not true. No, the previous statement may not be true.
It may not be true.
I used to say that all the time whenever I said something I wasn't sure about.
Grow a ton of oregano, which I probably am growing a ton of oregano, and make a still for oil. It's the most amazing medicine. I got rid of tetanus and everything else that comes my way with it. Yeah, there's a lot of really good stuff that comes from oregano.
Well, I should,
like tons of really good stuff.
How simply could I make a thing that can extract the oil?
I think it's like you just said, a basic still.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be that complicated.
Yeah. Hopefully not that complicated.
But
Maybe I should look it up.
You should look it up. Get on it. Get on it.
Yeah. Getting the oil out of oregano.
Given your access. Oh wait, here's a statement first. I like that Skill Me Up says statement. That
Skill Me
cracks me up. Thank you for doing that because it's adding amusement to my day. Look into turmeric and also comfrey, which I have comfrey. I'm not growing it yet. And turmeric, I have tried growing. My bunnies managed to get to it. So until I can make a secure, rabbit-free garden, it's just not going to happen.
Bring some to my house. I'll have to get some. I'll have to plant some turmeric. I once knew a lady
who had an amazing knowledge on this subject. I really wish I had recorded this knowledge. Well, actually, there's this awesome channel. There's this awesome website that's like all about the old school herbal medicines, whatever. They do a course. They do a lot of free things. They make a game that's called herbal. What is the one that the kids have it?
Oh.
It's the one going to grandma's house. You collect huckleberries.
I don't
remember the name of the game, but my kids have it. And the reason it's a board game. And the reason I have all the medicinal information is because my mother sent it to me and had all the seeds and stuff. Anyway, but yeah, they have a lot of really awesome information about like herbal medicines in the northern like American climate. So anyway, the question is, given your access to coconut, do you make many curries?
No, actually.
Do.
You do?
Yeah. I haven't had coconut in a while though.
Yeah, I guess I just don't.
Haven't had coconut in a while.
Hey, you just gave me 3 coconuts because you were too lazy to open them.
No, it's because I wasn't going to be here to eat them.
How long had you had them?
I had been opening them. I had like 6 of them. I opened them all by myself too.
All by myself.
Didn't even have to ask you.
Didn't even have to ask me.
Nope.
Yeah,
I didn't even notice you used them because I didn't ask you.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I've been getting not many coconuts
lately.
Some
bigger ones is my point, because the one I grow, they're too little.
Everybody always wants bigger ones.
Well, no,
God, how big do they have to be?
They're little.
I know what you're talking about. The coconut is not that much. You want those ones from that one tree that I have is amazing.
It's like thin little brown and then meat. It's like a piece of steak. But coconut. It's crazy.
I need to get more coconuts going though, because sometimes I'll get a coconut every day, but lately I've gotten like 2 in the last 2 weeks.
You have like 15.
Oh, there's so many up there. Like it's just
this big right next to your house. When are they ready?
Yeah, they're green.
I can't believe how huge they are. They're like bigger than your head.
Yeah, that's a new tree that just started making them too.
That's crazy. I can't believe how many are on it.
Yeah, as soon as those are ready, hopefully I'll get at least a coconut every day. That'll be good.
Those are gonna be so good. Well, my papaya tree is actually on pause.
What's the peanut situation? Are we getting peanut seeds?
I did not order any because I didn't feel like we were ready for them.
Dude, I want to grow peanuts.
Sorry.
I want to grow peanuts.
Yeah,
let's order some peanuts.
Okay, I'll order some today. Question. Please tell me the biggest tip you can give for thinking like an engineer. Oh, this person asked earlier. Thinking like an engineer. Can you explain that?
Thinking like an engineer. Well, the first thing that I think of is just approaching any problem. So like approach whatever situation you're trying to figure out with a clear mind. Like don't bring anything into it.
Right.
So just go in there. I don't know. Let me think of an example. How you gonna
Grow peanuts.
grow peanuts? Yeah, you might get an idea of how you're gonna do it before you actually get any information or see the peanuts. Instead, just turn everything off. Say I don't know anything. Just give me the information, and take the information you can get it, put it on a blank slate, and then fill in your blanks. And some of your blanks you fill in might be stuff you already knew, but if you put everything you already knew in there, there might be something that you are wrong about, and then the new information comes in and it clashes and causes all kinds of problems. So yeah, approach any problem with a clean slate, an empty mind, and just take them all one at a time. No preconceptions.
Statement. This doesn't say statement, but that's what it is. Turmeric is great. A little of that, cinnamon and honey will cure most mild things.
Oh, what about the severe,
And
major
onions
things?
and garlic, obviously.
Yeah.
Another thing. Question: what sort of lifetime do you believe you can get from the styrocrete in the tropics? Do you think it could hold up well in a colder climate?
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, styrofoam lasts freaking forever.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what's gonna degrade. I mean, even just sitting out in the sun, this stuff lasts so long. But once you cover it with cement and sand, there's no light getting into it. It's not dissolving in moisture or anything. And in a cold climate, I think it would be totally fine. That would actually be really nice to have like a styrocrete like house in a cold climate. It would insulate really well.
Like an igloo made out of styrocrete.
Just don't put your wood stove too close to it.
Oh yeah.
In case it started melting the styrofoam. No, it would insulate really well, but just in case, like over a long period of time, that heat might get in there and start burning the styrofoam.
So I now have been asked this twice. Well, not this question twice, but this topic twice. So I think we should just cover it.
Oh, is it one that I don't want to answer? Okay, go ahead. What is it?
Okay.
Let's go.
Is pot legal, and can you grow it on your island?
I don't think it is legal, and I could grow it on my island. I'm not, but
okay.
I mean, I couldn't legally grow it on my island.
Would you grow it on your island?
No, I don't care about pot.
You don't want.
I don't know. I hear you can make good rope with it or something though.
Oh, hemp, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
Okay. So
I'm not smoking it or anything though.
Yeah.
No, I don't care about that.
The point. Anyway.
Yeah, I like to have control over my own brain.
Yeah.
From inside my own brain, not from outside things.
Right.
So I try to eat things that will affect my brain as little as possible.
Right.
Yeah.
I got it.
Got it.
Would you build an electric boat for somebody? Oh, right. Okay. This was actually a question he asked earlier.
I like the beginning question. Would you build an electric boat? Hey, yeah, man.
For somebody else.
Somebody else.
In order to generate income, become the boat Tesla in your region, for example. No.
I don't know that I want to become the boat Tesla. I don't want to
I don't think you want to build boats for people.
No, I don't want to mass manufacture anything because I think that's a problem. That I'm building an electric boat for someone else under certain circumstances.
Wait a minute. I just read something about something.
But if someone wants me to build one cheap for them, it's not worth the work. Oh, forget it.
Tree, I want to know what these cahoon nuts are that you were speaking about.
Some cahoon nuts?
Yeah, so anyway, sorry.
Cojones?
Okay, severe things go with
Is he talking about cajone nuts? Severe things what?
It says C-A-hoon nuts.
Where are we looking here?
Oh, towards the bottom, right there. Hold on. It's right there. And he's commenting to something.
Cahoon nuts. Well, I really want to grow nuts here. Yeah. I mean, other than the ones I already have. But if we can, I still want to get those chestnuts we haven't been able to find yet.
He's not sure about the spelling, but he says that he said it could be K-A-H-U-N. Okay, but I would like more information about that, please. But I might have to look it up.
Yeah,
anyway,
cahoon nuts. Let's look it up. Are they tropical? Are these tropical nuts?
Well, that's what I was going to say right here. Is that he says they are a good oil crop like coconuts, but harder to shell. Pretty sure they're down there.
Wait, is it? Yeah. I don't
And
know.
then Skill Me Up says, you may find a niche
You
in this
just like
niche.
saying his name.
I do.
Skill Me Up says.
Skill Me Up says, statement. You may find a niche industry in exporting natural oils from plants you grow. They may provide another source of income.
That
No, I don't
sounds
think so.
like a lot of work for
Yeah, getting
something
things
I don't want to
shipped
do.
out of this country is really not fun.
Yeah.
Unless you're going to be at the other end unloading the container and then going to the post office and shipping the thing.
Well, no, and just making the oil.
Oh, yeah, forget that too.
I mean, I'd have to make a
anyway.
big machine to do it to make it worth it, but
Hi,
I don't.
Lucy.
I mean, there are other things I
She
want to
came to
do.
visit us again.
Yeah, the dog's here again.
She's so proud of herself that she figured out how to get up and down the stairs.
The dog is so chill, like you wouldn't even know she's here.
Yeah. Okay, so apparently they're like 2.5 inches long, and they're in Belize. Well, Belize is really
These are the cahoon
far
nuts.
from us.
No, it's not that far. It's like 2 countries north.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they have a close enough climate to us that
Okay.
if it grows there, it probably
Right.
grows here.
Oh, wait a minute. Somebody said
Cahoon
something
nuts.
about
Are they
some kind of
delicious?
thing
Now, is this
recently.
Wait, I want to know if this is a nut that's just an oil crop or like can I eat them?
Yeah,
Because
can
I'm
eat
not
them.
gonna,
Oh, there's apparently a bug or an animal that eats I think he means half-inch hole in them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
Hempcrete could be another thing.
Yeah.
All right, aircrete might also be an option. Somebody asked
Yeah.
earlier if you had done any experimentations with.
I haven't, but
aircrete.
someone near here did some aircrete stuff, and I was talking with him about it, and he wasn't that excited about it.
No.
Yeah, like he said it was really brittle, and I asked him, how long did you wait?
Oh,
Because
thanks, tomatoes.
maybe the cement didn't have enough time to really harden, like get strong, and he was saying it was really permeable. The water goes right through it.
Tomatoes loves us, and
Oh, geez.
the new dog. She loves you too.
But
She's awesome.
The reason I went with styrocrete over aircrete was that. Hey, don't show my wiener. No, I'm wearing clothes. The styrocrete uses all this garbage, which is really nice.
You're talking for the dog.
Yeah, so styrocrete uses all this garbage that would otherwise just sit in the ocean, and it actually insulates really well and makes a really good, final product.
She's awesome.
I got dog slobber on me.
Yeah, it's okay. She likes to slobber on people.
She is so cooperative. She just let me talk with her mouth.
Yeah, she did. She just let you do that. So.
But yeah, if I didn't have all this styrofoam garbage, in the area, I might have done the aircrete thing.
Okay, let's get back to philosophy. And possibly being our last question, because I do want to get lunch today, and we have about 12 minutes left to 2 hours, so this will probably cover this within this question.
Depends if I go on a big thing.
I think you will.
All right, philosophy, go.
Jaimie, do you ever question your own life philosophy? It seems from the videos that
always.
You're rock solid in your beliefs, but I've always been of the thinking that there are unknown unknowns.
Not rock solid in anything. I don't have beliefs. Belief is actually, now let me get rock solid about this. Belief is one of the things that I am totally against in my adventure builder philosophy, in terms of, honesty in my mind. If I have to believe something for it to be real, then it's not real. So I don't really belief isn't part of my thinking. Now, when I talk about things, when I talk about my philosophy, for me to stop every sentence and say, well, this is as far as I can tell at this point, but of course it might change, like it would just get really tedious.
So would you say your philosophy is flexible?
I am always questioning it though, all the time. And one of the reasons I'm going with the philosophy I have, with the 8 virtues, and I feel like they're pretty good, is because over all the years that I've been doing them, I question them constantly, and so far they've held up to all that questioning.
Well, do you think that
doesn't mean they'll hold up forever? I might get to some point where it's like, oh, you know what? That just does not work. It's got to be something different. But so far, it sticks.
Changing the word belief to conclusions would make more sense, or is that still kind of the same?
Doesn't matter. Yeah, I mean, you can word it however. It's like there is no final word, and that's part of my philosophy, which is humility. Says, you could always. I mean, that's why I always anytime I talk about my whole philosophy, I always try to end with humility and say that, everything I've just said could be wrong.
Right.
Like that's an important thing to keep in your mind. You could always be wrong about anything.
Oh yeah. There's BK Broiler is
BK broiler.
in the statement field also. They are
Oh
putting
God,
statement.
I want a
Thanks
hamburger.
for hanging out. This was fun from Northern New York. And Skill Me Up, apparently it's 3:50 a.m. there.
Oh.
And Tomatoes has a race to watch at 1, so he's good for the next 10 minutes.
Oh,
Get her
good.
done.
Get her done. He's got a race to watch.
So
What's that guy? Lightning McQueen.
Lightning McQueen.
He's in the truck. He's ready to go to the starting line. Tomater's gotta watch him.
Yeah.
Watch him do some racing.
Yeah. So the last question, I think, before we close, possibly. Oh, Eric.
That went so fast.
Thank you.
I did not
so
spend
much.
12 minutes on that at all.
I know. I was surprised. That was so quick.
Well, it was such a simple question.
Yeah.
Like, am I rock solid on any of my stuff? No, not rock solid on anything.
So this question is, what are your plans for the next 2 months? Anything planned project-wise or other? Skill Me Up is asking that.
Yeah, well, the stuff for my roof, this dragon scale situation, should be here in I don't know, a few weeks, and then I think it's gonna take me like a month to do the roof. Now,
you're welcome, Game to Chill. When
I just spackled the walls, the outer walls of my house, I think it was like a week of work. But it took like a month because I had all this other stuff to do. So when I get to my roof, I think it's going to be an actual month of work. So if I let a lot of other things, come interspersed with that, it's going to take me like a year. So I want to try to really focus on the roof once I get that going, so I can get it done in a month or so. I don't know how long it's going to take, but like just a rough estimate is a month.
Yeah. Tomato says he sent a Adventure Builder sticker and said, "Get her done, let's go."
Get her done. Get her done. The other thing I want to get her done is get these dang old plants growing some more. So I can get some dang old food. Although there's another thing thank
you, Eric Bauerfield, if I didn't already say that, Feld. He gave us a coffee with
nice.
Yeah, I got coffee.
The other thing I've kind of started a little bit is like flattening out a spot on the hill up behind my house to build a little, what might end up being a guest house. But like I wanted to just build a little house up there that will have a backup water supply and some solar panels on it, just
Bye, Steve. He's going
that
to
kind of
an
stuff.
Experimental aircraft
No
gathering.
way.
Yeah, he said, thanks, guys, for the chat. I'm off to the airport. Experimental aircraft get-together. That sounds fun.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
I want to build an aircraft. That's on my bucket list.
Skill Me Up also
Before
says,
I kick the bucket, I want to build an aircraft out here.
You should. I think that's a great idea. Skill Me Up says, thank you for taking the time to share your life with us.
You're welcome.
Like many here, really appreciate what you do. Tree says, love hanging out with you guys. It's not as fun to watch later. You're my favorite thing on the internet. Wooden 1000 says, I just wanted to say hi to you guys. And thanks for sharing your time from Lauren Booker. And great to meet you, Skill Me Up. And yeah, super fun.
Yes, super fun to meet you guys
airplane, too. Let's end it with.
Look, we got 153. That was like my 800-meter time when I used to run.
Crazy. But like, look at all those numbers up there. It's like lots of fun numbers, like numbers. Anyway, so tell us about this airplane.
Well, I want to
describe it to us at the end for the
now.
End of our
obviously,
show.
I don't have everything all worked out right now. But
you mean you don't have it set in stone?
Although there is a design I've been thinking about. Like this is the way it always goes. Like when there's some project I want to do in the distant future, I'll kind of have some ideas about what I want to do, but then when I get to the point when I actually do it, a lot of that changes, and then I'm like, serious, okay, now I got to get the actual through. So right now I'm just at the dreaming stage of it, but the basic thing is like, what can I even well, I want to make a ground effect plane. Like I don't need a plane that flies way up in the air, just something that'll kind of skim across a little bit above the ground. It's almost kind of like a hovercraft, really, but not a hovercraft, because a hovercraft has a fan that's blowing air down with a skirt around it and kind of puffs itself up. This is more just like it's more like an airplane that just takes advantage of this thing called the ground effect, which is where the air is basically kind of puffier when you're against the ground, to put it very, very in a nutshell. Because when you're flying along, your wings push the air down, and if there's just air below you, it pushes the air down easily. But if there's ground right there, it pushes the air down, and it kind of gets bunched up, and you get this like greater air pressure under. So you don't. It's easier to fly close to the ground. And I don't know. That is. And I want it to be able to take off and land in the water.
Yeah.
And I do have a picture of what I'm thinking in my head. And it kind of has some front wings and some back wings and a propeller up at the front that blows air over and under the front wing. And the front wing is kind of like, kind of catches the air when it's on the water. But then as it gets going, it kind of lifts up and then some air gets out under. I don't know. It's just, I'll have to get into that eventually when I want to build it.
Okay, can I do my end of wrap up since there's 4 minutes left?
What's your end of wrap?
I just want to say hi. I'm not going to say anything for 4 minutes. I just want to say that somebody's asking about submarines and hydrofoils and stuff like that, and if that stuff's going to be first. But I just want to say hi to everybody who has joined us today, and thank you so much for making it an awesome experience for both of us.
Thank you so much for being an awesome experience for both of us.
And if you have anything that you would like to send us, you can email us at theadventurebuildermovie@gmail.com. If you would like to know about any of the products that Jaimie has designed little things for, you can find those.
Oh, you mean like Adventure Builder mugs?
Yeah, Adventure Builder mugs. And recently we actually just put up the t-shirts, the new t-shirt design, which I haven't done the commercial for yet, but they are in the shop, and that's with this. That's this design, and they come in
kind of like that.
They just come in white because I haven't posted the black ones yet, but they are on there's many different t-shirts and hoodies going from babies all the way up to adult men, women, kids, toddlers. I picked all those things.
Is there anything else that someone was asking for?
Not yet that I know of.
I want to get one of those mugs.
Yeah, I know, right?
An Adventure Builder mug? Those look great. I want the one with the steel rim, the stainless steel one.
The next thing is we do lives every Sunday at 11 a.m. Right now we're on Central Time towards the end of the year.
We're on Panama time. If you look up Panama time.
Towards the end of the year, it changes to Eastern time, so it goes back and forth, which is why it's
because there's no daylight savings here. It's just the same.
So anyway, and I usually post a thing about it like on Monday or Tuesday where, I do the pre-scheduled live, and you'll see a little thing, and you can click on the notification to be reminded about it if you want to. Anyway, that's time up. Yeah, timer's on.
Screaming baby downstairs.
Thanks for joining us today, guys.
Hey, send her up.
Send her up.
I want that. I'm going to get that baby.
Get the baby.
I'm going to get that baby.
Let me just check if any other questions. Why not spackle with clay to add waterproofness to the roof?
Oh, I have mixed clay into concrete before to make it waterproof. I'm not sure if it actually works, but it might have worked.
Tomato says coffee cup is great.
Oh, yeah. I got to get one of those.
Thanks, Tomatoes. All right, so statement, Jaimie, you would easily design and build an ultralight aircraft. I would like to see you build a gyroplane. You could also add floats for water takeoff.
Hey, for some reason I want to build like a plane more than a gyroplane. I don't know why.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe it's because I'm concerned. Hi. I don't know. That's just what my brain wants to do.
You say ciao. You come. You come. You coming to tell me the injustices of the world today? Look. You say ciao. Say bye, wave.
Here, smush your head down and show everyone your little double chin.
Double chin kisses. Toast? Can you show your little tickle toes?
I can't even get a double chin anymore.
You were getting anted, weren't you?
All right.
Okay, guys. Well, I guess we'll see you next Sunday at 11 a.m.
Yeah, man.
Central Panama time.
Have an excellent day, everybody.
Have an excellent day. You can push the button.
I can push the button.
I'm just checking.
All right, this one right here. This one button right over here.
South
this
America.
This button.
Someone buy the man one of his own mugs and send it to him.
Yeah, somebody buy me my own mug. Okay, I'm pushing the button. That's it. I'm doing it.
Bye. Love you guys. Bye.
Okay.